Alright guys, Team 3D Alpha, the chest edition, the top. If you had to pick five exercises to build a great chest, out of all the exercises that are out there, all the new ones, which five would it be? So once again, Megan at your service, combining science, all the research and shit, all the image studies, and bro science, meaning my experience, the people I work out with, the people I look at, my uncle, Hans, Marco, all these guys. I love analyzing shit. I love observing and drawing data on both sides of the spectrum. So when you combine all that, these are the ultimate top 5 exercises for chest, right? If you want to build a great chest, these are the 5 exercises you cannot stray away from. Try to find a way to incorporate all 5 into your routine, or if you're doing full body, try to split them up where you do 2 on one day, 2 on the other day, and whatever. And guarantee you guys, you go anywhere online, I guarantee you find a top 5 list that doesn't include those guys, right? And once again, it's from personal experience, so it's not just spitting facts out there. All right, number 1, right? And mind you, before I compiled this list, it's interesting. I looked at studies, I looked at my own experiences, my observations, but I also looked at the greatest chests of all time, right? Obviously, IBB, natural, enhanced and natural bodybuilders, and I noticed the same pattern, right? Those guys that had the biggest chest, apart from genetics and steroids, all had these exercises in common, right? Number 1 was dips, right? Which made me really rethink dips. I used to do a lot of dips, but then I stopped because of my shoulders. But now I'm really going back to dips because of that list that I compiled, guys. Dips are amazing for chest development, right? First of all, you gotta understand the biggest side of your chest is the lower pecs, right? A lot of people say, well, people say, oh, there's only 2 sides, lower and upper. Some say there's 3. I don't give a fuck, right? It's not an anatomy class, right? I just know that the biggest side is the lower portion, right? And dips hit that shit like a motherfucker. Not only is it a good exercise for your triceps, which is great to have, also hits your front delts, a little bit of your lower back. But if you lean forward, it's one of the best exercises for your lower chest, right? You do a lot of dips, look into the mirror, you see your shit just fucking hang, right? Like fucking booty cheeks. So make sure you do dips, guys. Find a way to do them in your routine. If your shoulders hurt, I don't know, you're missing out. Number 2 is obviously bench press, right? I didn't put that number 1 because it's possible to build a great chest without bench press. My uncle is a prime example of that. I was a prime example of that. I told you guys I didn't start benching consistently till recently because of Marco, my training partner. Ever since I started working out, I used to always skip bench pressing. I fucking hated it because the first time I did it, for how old I was too cocky, I didn't warm up, and I fucked up my shoulder. To this day, my right shoulder is still fucked up because of the bench press. So I shied away from benching, but as you can tell, if you look at my old videos when I was lean, because I'm kind of fat now, my chest was one of my best developed body parts, right? And it was the weakest body part I had when I started working out. In fact, every body part I had when I started working out was weak. But I brought up my chest mainly by doing push-ups, which I'm going to get to later. So it is possible to have a great chest without benching. Once again, there's a lot of different examples. My bench, even now, I'm still, once again, because of Marco, I had to start benching. All I'm doing is 225 for 10 reps, right? I don't go. The most I'll do is probably like 245 for probably 8 reps. That's the most, right? So as you can tell, I was able to develop a decent chest without bench pressing, and it's not because of genetics. Cause, if you've been following me for a long time, Megan was not blessed with the best bodybuilding genetics ever, but it's fun. I love the journey. So bench press put on the list for the simple fact that it's the king of all upper body exercises, right? Once again, in quotes, because that's not by my standards. Throw it in. Remember Ola's story. Remember I told you guys about my buddy that that used to come to the gym at CSI and used to do bench presses every day, and he had like the biggest chest. After like 3 or 4 months, he walked in with this massive chest, guys, all natural. He used to just come in and do bench press every fucking day. And I told you guys the story before. We used to laugh at him and say, you overtraining. What are you doing? You're not gonna grow like that, da da da. Dude came back a few months later, biggest chest in the gym. So bench press works, obviously. Number 3 is the dumbbell incline press. You cannot sleep on this exercise. In fact, I was better at the dumbbell incline press than I was at the bench press. Once again, because I remember one time I had watched a Phil Heath video years ago, and he was talking about how he had to bring up his upper chest, and the dumbbell incline press helped him a lot. And I was like, I give it a try. Did it from the first time, fell in love. Worked my way up. Obviously, you got progressive overload, but then eventually I dropped it because I had to go back to the bench press. The funny thing is, when you start the dumbbell incline press, you won't be able to go as heavy. You realize how fucking weak you are, right? But then when I started training with Marco, I had to go back to the bench press because I realized how weak my bench got from all these months of not doing it. But the dumbbell, and then when I stopped doing the dumbbell incline press, obviously I lost a lot of my upper chest, right? Even though I was still trying to do the barbell incline press. Actually, that tells you there's a big difference between the dumbbell incline and the barbell incline. The barbell incline press, yeah, you can come down here, push it a little bit up. With the dumbbell, not only you gotta fucking, stabilize the waist, but you can come all the way down here and come up. And you guys know the stretcher position of a muscle is very, very important for hypertrophy. So dumbbell incline press, find a way to throw that into your routine, guys. I promise you would thank me for it. Number 4 is the dumbbell flies. Arnold, right? Arnold made me fall in love with these, and there's really no equal. The problem with dumbbell flies is that a lot of people don't go as heavy as they're supposed to. They think, well, it's an isolation movement. I could just grab 20, 30-pound dumbbells. You have to go heavy on those bitches if you want to feel your chest the next day, even though I know it's not a prerequisite for growth. Fuck that bullshit. I like to feel my muscles when I train them. You want to feel your chest the next day? Heavy dumbbell incline presses, hold them bitches down for about 2 seconds, come up, you will feel it. You have the sickest pump, that's 1, and number 2, you be sore as hell. I like being sore. Lets me know how I hit the muscle right. So dumbbell flies, throw these bitches in, guys. If you watch Pumping Iron, you see Arnold kill it. Number 5 is crossovers or any pec deck motion, right? The reason why I put that in the top 5, not only because, in case you didn't know, by the way, guys, according to EMG studies, motherfuckers, the crossovers actually have a higher activation for your chest than the barbell bench press. And I'm not surprised, right? Obviously because the bench press you're using your front desk and your triceps a lot, and the crossovers is all chest, right? That's one of the reasons. But the main reason also is because the crossovers or the pec deck is the only exercise out there where you could actually get a maximum contraction on your chest. People forget that the bench press limits you to here, right? You come down, come up. That's not a fully contracted chest. This is a fully contracted chest. Look at my chest. Look. You see this? Right? Now look at that. You see this? You see this? Difference between that and this, right? No other dumbbell or barbell is going to give you that kind of contraction. You got to get that through crossovers or the pec deck. So meaning if you don't do those movements, you'll be training your chest only in this range of motion your whole fucking life. You're still going to get some growth, but you'll be missing out on the contracted part of your chest, right? And crossovers, just doing the typical, fucking Hercules crossovers. I love them shits. You could do them this way. You could bring them up, or you could just do the basic lower pecs crossovers. And like I said, they have a high activation on the bench press, so it's not bad. And also, another note about the bench press, the best form to activate your chest the most is actually the super wide grip form. I know it's bad on your shoulders, it's bad on your tendons, but as far as activation and fast twitch muscle fiber recruitment, the super wide grip bench press is fucking king, guys. Some people call it the guillotine press because you got to bring it up to your neck, but it's also one of the best exercises you could do for your chest. Alright, and the honorable mentions are the decline bench press. I put it as optional because a lot of people build great chest without the decline, but it still deserves to be mentioned because on the EMG tats it's called really fucking high, once again, because your lower chest takes up most of is a big part of your pecs. Decline bench, you could go also a lot heavier. I noticed I could go a lot heavier on the decline bench than any other benching variations. And the second optional is the push-up, simply because that's how I built my chest, guys. You know my story. I used to wake up every day and do up to 100 push-ups because I wanted to beat this guy that could do more push-ups than everybody in my swimming class. Long story. So I did push-ups every single day for months, and when I started bodybuilding, boom, my chest took off. So push-ups obviously work. People in prison do push-ups. They have great chests. I know that's a vague correlation out there, but push-ups do work for your chest. So anyway, the top 5 dips: wide grip bench press, guillotine press, whatever you want to call it, dumbbell incline press, or the barbell. The dumbbell is better. Heavy dumbbell flies, keyword heavy, and crossovers or pec deck, right? Those are the top 5 movements that your chest routine should consist around. And obviously optional is the decline bench and the push-up. Hope this video helps, and I wish you guys massive pecs. Get them booty cheeks on your chest, guys. Yo, come on, son. Anyway, so I was like, yo, Hanzo, let's make a video and show them how we came up with these insiders. And we spent like the last 10 minutes laughing. The first one is you have to chill.